I'm here with the head coach of the Wesley College Wolverines, Mike Drass, before this week's game against Weber International. And, Coach, let's go back to last week's game first against the Apprentice school. Another solid defensive outing, another shutout.
We're real proud to get the shutout. I think Newport News, the Apprentice school, they played hard, for 4 quarters. Anyone who's at the game, would realize that. I think, as we look at our effort coming back, I was real proud of our effort. I wasn't real proud of our execution. And I think, if we're going to be a team that's going to push to be a playoff team, then we need to really clean up some of the errors we made on Saturday and some simple things with special teams, penalties. You sit there and you watch that tape, and I went through it with a fine-tooth comb, and there was 2 penalties that we questioned, but 9 of them were penalties on us, and that's coaching, and that's discipline by the kids. So, we give up 150 yards of total offense. We give up 125 yards in penalties. That can't happen.
As a coach, what can you do to attempt to correct it? Because obviously it's been 2 straight games over the 100 penalty mark.
Well, we sat down last night. We talked as a team, and we talked about discipline. We talked about making the right decisions, and we ran. And we ran them for the amount of penalties that they have. So from here on out, we're going to be allowed to run on Monday nights unless we start curtailing our stupid penalties.
Meanwhile, speaking of running, back to the defense for a second, they were on the field for over 40 minutes in that game and yet only gave about 2 yards of play. What does that say about the condition they're in?
They're in pretty good condition right now, especially after that game. We're in a situation where we were scoring on big plays. DeAndre Fulks had an 80-yard touchdown. Ellis had a 40-yard touchdown. We had 2 interceptions that were touchdowns. So we were continually giving the ball back to Newport News. So we got a lot of work on D.
Talk about DeAndre's transition. Obviously, as you mentioned, the big 80-yard touchdown last week, and he's been someone you guys have been trying to get in the wide receiver mix this year.
Yeah, and DeAndre's got great speed. He's probably the fastest guy on our team. Whether it's running the football or catching the football, we want to try and get him more touches. When he's gotten the football in his hands, he's made some good things happen, and we're real proud of what he's done. And it's a work in progress.
This week, the Panthers of Weber International, they come in off a win last week against Edward Waters, and just looking at their results, it seems while the record that they have coming into the Wesley game, I believe, is the same as last year, the scores have been a lot tighter. This seems like a little better Panther team than we saw last year down in Lake Wales. Yeah,
without question. These guys have the misfortune of playing some really good people. And Georgetown, Kentucky is a perennial power in NAIA, Jacksonville University, Pembroke. They're playing very good teams. And, the one thing you look at them, they're putting up some great stats offensively. They have a freshman quarterback named Terrence Mose, I believe his name is, number 4. I tell you what, he's a special player. He's completing 60% of his passes, and when he puts that ball down and takes off running, you better take notice. They also have a receiver. He's got number 1, unbelievable speed and quickness. They have over 380 yards a game total offense. Defensively, they just like last year, they run exceptionally well, and they run to the football. Our guys watch film; they know that's not a 1-5 team that we'll be playing on Saturday.
What's the number 1 thing you want to see from your team today?
I tell you what, I want to see us out execute our opponent. I want to see us. We hustle, we play hard. We're running to the football. We're doing everything good teams should do, but we're making bonehead mistakes when we shouldn't be. We're not coached to do that, and we need to really step up and play disciplined football, play with poise if we get faced with any adversity, and fight through that. So those are things I'm looking for today.
Well, best of luck this afternoon. We'll talk to you at halftime and after the game.
Thank you.